The other freebie, the other freebie, this is all free. You haven't spent a penny yet on advertisement, is content. Guys, your social media action is free. Back in the day, we used to pay a lot of money to get on newspapers. We used to pay a lot of money to get on bus shelters and billboards. Yeah, you could still do that. But guys, social media is free. If you're not taking advantage of free content on your Facebook, on your Instagram, on your TikTok, all of that good stuff, your YouTube, you got to make sure that you're doing content, okay? Add that to your practice, because remember, the title of this video is make a lot of money as a realtor without spending any money on advertising. All this stuff you haven't spent any money yet. This video is for all my realtors. Yo, I've been selling real estate for almost 2 decades. And you know what? I've seen the ups and downs. And right now, if you're watching this video at the time present, we're at a time where interest rates are high, market's kind of slowing down, not a lot of houses are selling. Look, this is when you can work on your fundamentals. I'm going to share with you guys in this video the fundamental steps that you can use to make a ton of money selling houses without spending any money on advertising. Because the truth of the matter is this: if you really want to rock and roll and sell a truckload of properties, it's your habits that produce your income. Okay, so you got to work on those habits, but I'm not going to give you a lot of fluff. I'm going to give you tangible stuff. Look, if you're watching this and you're not a realtor, these steps work for any entrepreneur, but I want to give my real estate agent some love. So here we go. Okay, well, the first thing you need to do as a real estate agent, you need to learn real estate. Okay, the reason why I was able to make millions of dollars in commission is because I learned real estate. Okay, when you go to a doctor and you have a sore throat and the doctor says, take these pills, you usually take those pills. It's because you know that person is a professional. So if you want people to listen to you, your prospects that turn into clients to listen to you, the same way that you do when you go to a doctor's office, you also have to prove yourself as a pro. How do you do that? Well, you learn real estate. Interest rates. How are interest rates created? One of the things that we don't do is practice our game in real estate. Okay, I'm not even talking about the sales portion right now. If you're in the NBA and you're playing basketball, or not even in the NBA, you need to know the rules first. So how does real estate work? How does leverage work? How does one get a mortgage? How do they qualify for a mortgage? What is a GDS? What is a TDS? What is an ROI? How do I calculate a return on investment? For your commercial heads out there, how do I calculate a cap rate? Before you open lock boxes, before you go out on any appointments, door knock, or any of that stuff, make it a daily practice to actually learn real estate, okay? How do you do that? You go on Google, you read the books, you go on YouTube, you get consumed. Once you make it mandatory that on a daily you are studying real estate and how it works, the second thing, another thing that I want you to do is learn your market. Okay, you want to niche down in the beginning, especially on a given market. You realtors know this as your farm. You should know your inventory in the market. You should know the schools in the market. You should know the best places to invest in that market. What I used to do is I had a daily practice where I would wake up and I would read articles about real estate. Then I would hop on the MLS and I would find the best deals on my market. Okay, we're going to get into that as we move along. The other thing that I want you to do is learn the tools. Every athlete, every business person, doesn't matter which way you look at it, every electrician, plumber, they have their tools. What are your tools as a realtor? Your CRM, your MLS, your documents, making offers, how do you upload listings? All of that stuff, your tools should be sharpened. Okay? How do you keep in touch with people? Your email drips. All of that needs to be worked on a daily. Guys, 80% of your job is in all of this kind of stuff before you even see the client. You have to be prepared. You have to know your tools. You have to know the market. You have to know how real estate works. Here's one we skip all the time. Entrepreneurs, realtors, anybody in life, you should learn how to communicate, okay? Your words are your weapon. So this step, learning how to articulate yourself in a manner that is very composed and which is very bold, and also people listen to it. Okay, so if you communicate yourself properly, if you know how the art of articulation, you will understand your game plan, and your ratio of closes will go way higher, period. So make it a practice to learn how to articulate yourself. How do I do that? Again, get the right books, read them, watch the right videos. There's tons of information on there on any subject. So articulation, communication is a must because you are going to be communicating all day, every day. Practice everything I just said constantly. This is not a one-time thing. See, here's what I want to really drive home. If you want to be a pro and you want to stop being an amateur, what you really have to do is you have to make sure you practice these things all the time. Constantly, consistently. It's not like you read one real estate article, you put on your CRM one time. You have to become a pro at these things. You have to practice the above consistently, constantly. That's what professionals do. Look at dancers, look at singers, look at athletes, look at other business people. This is not a fluke, man. If you want to make millions, tens of millions of dollars in your field, you have to become a pro, and pro means you have to practice diligently. If you're not doing that, then this is not going to work. Because a lot of us realtors, we get into the game and we want to go start and say, how do we get leads? Why do leads matter? Why do leads matter if we can't convert them? Because leads are just going to make you feel comfortable and pretend work. Okay? So make sure you do all of this stuff diligently. Set a schedule for yourself. As you practice, if you become obsessed, your results are even going to go higher. Okay? Obsession is not a bad thing when it comes to your work, when it comes to your craft. All the great ones have some sort of obsession. Because when you become obsession with a goal, when you have obsession of a goal rather, and you get obsessed with a certain thing that you want to create for your life, because at the end of the day, all humans are creators. We're all creators. We can create whatever we want. Okay? And we can bend time to favor us. And if you become obsessed on a certain topic, sales, real estate, you consume yourself in that, your conversions are going to be easy. The realtors that are struggling in this market, there is another person out here that is kicking ass and taking names in this market because they're obsessed with their craft and they're practicing it every day. They do it way more than you are. Do you notice so far I haven't asked you to spend $1? You do these things and you're already going to get ahead of the game. Okay, now I want to get into your roadmap, your 5-year roadmap. So I have some good news for you. So the first 3 years, you have to grind. You got to make those calls. You might have to do some door knocking. It's going to be hard. Everything in the beginning is harder because that's your learning curve. But I want you to have some solace. Take some solace in this. If you do this for 5 years, if you do this grind that I'm going to show you for 5 years, and you do the things I'm telling you to do in this video, you will never have to cold call, door knock, any of that stuff again. You won't even have to do open houses. But 5 years doesn't mean the time. You've got to put in the time in that period of time. If 5 years passes by and you haven't done anything, well, guess what? You have to add another 5. Because here's what I'm saying. At the end of 5 years, in my methodology, if you will get all repeat and referral business. That also takes work, but that's just maintenance mode. That's just nurturing, maintaining relationships through events, through phone calls. different. The building phase is over. And that's a nice time because that's when you can be walking around and your phone's ringing and people want to buy and sell houses. But you got to get there. You got to do the initial fundamental part and lay that foundation. Now that you got the habits, you understand the roadmap, let's get into the detail of what you got to do. The first thing a real estate agent needs to do, and I've seen experienced real estate agents been in the game for a long time that still haven't done this first step. This is what your coaches or your brokers call your sphere of influence. What that simply is go through your cell phone, go through your Facebook, go through your Instagram, get all the people that you know, get their names, their phone numbers, their email addresses. Their names, their phone numbers, their email addresses, okay? You have to collect that data. The next thing you got to do, once you put that on an Excel spreadsheet, CSV file, okay, you put it into a CRM. Remember, one of the things that you have to do is you have to become a pro at the CRM. That's your tool. If you're in real estate and you're selling houses and you haven't perfected a CRM yet, or you don't have somebody on your payroll that has perfected that CRM, you're not doing things properly. Go back to the fundamental parts of this video. Okay. Now that you have your people in your CRM and you know how to use your CRM, make it a practice to add to that CRM every day. Okay. Make it a conscious practice. So let's say you got a list of 100 names in your first action. You went through all your contacts. You got 100 people in your CRM. Okay, good. Now, as the days go by, make it a conscious practice to meet people and add people to that CRM daily. Online leads, go shake some hands, so go knock some doors. I don't care how you do it. Go to parties, go to the gym. I don't care. Add people to that CRM, ask permission to advertise, okay? I want you to remember this. The next step is what I used, like I owe it a lot of credit. The next step, I owe a lot of credit for millions in real estate. I became the agent that finds deals. I became the agent that finds deals for my clients. So what I want you to do in this next step is make it a practice when you wake up, hop on your MLS, go do whatever you got to do to find those deals. Because if you find deals, you will never have to find clients. The clients will come to you. I became the agent with the deals. So what I would do is I would find the deals, then I'll call the people on my CRM, or I would email the people on my CRM. Hey, Steve, how you doing? It's Rick. I don't have much time, but listen, I have this awesome deal. It's about $100,000 under value. Do you know anybody that wants to sell it? Sorry, do you know anybody that would want to buy it? Okay? Simple. Boom. I'm not giving recipes. I'm not asking for permission. I'm giving them deals. If you become the agent with the deals and you become the agent that knows real estate, remember the doctor I talked about in the beginning of this video? You will never have to worry about conversion. Okay, so find the deals. As you find the deals, obviously send them to your database. We talked about that. Now we have to understand that the money is in the maybes, okay? So as you are touching your database, you have to remember that a lot of people are going to say maybe to you. Hey, do you want a deal? No. Hey, do you want a deal? No. Hey, do you want a deal? Maybe, 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 maybe. Yes, I want a deal. So what realtors do, we go for that yes, we forget about all the maybes. There was more maybes than no's and yeses in this example. And that's going to be your life when you learn prospecting. Okay? So now what I want you to do is get really good on your campaign of follow-up, what we call a drip campaign on your email. My drip campaign was very easy. I used something called BombBomb Video, and I would pop open my laptop, I would press play, I would do a video, and I would send it to my CRM, okay? I have a whole list of videos that I did. That's not for this video, but it's an easy way to keep in touch with them. Follow-up is key. The money is in the maybes. You have to commit to prospecting, getting on the phone 2 hours a day. That's your practice. You have to do it. Your prospecting is more important than even showing houses. It's more important than even writing a contract. If your prospecting time is from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. and somebody wants to see a house at that time, with very few exceptions, I would try to push that to 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, because we think it's more important for us to go and get that deal. It's more important actually to make sure that wheel is going and that momentum is moving, okay? Because the other deals only come through prospecting. Do not stop your prospecting. 2 hours a day on new prospecting, and then as you mature, add an hour a day on follow-up. Because what happens is a lot of realtors will use 2 hours just on follow-ups, on the maybes I talked about, right? You don't want to do that, because you also need to get new business. So 2 hours on new business, 1 hour on follow-up. Once you do your follow-up, I want you to add 2 things to your pillars, okay? Your pillars of business. You're calling your sphere of influence. I want you to get used to calling for sale by owners. Those are people that are selling their houses privately, and expires. In this market, guys, for sale by owners are back. Better yet, expiries are back. Let's go old school. Not every house is going to sell in this marketplace. So an expiry is when somebody was listed with another real estate agent and their contract is up. Don't do it while their contract is still there. When their contract time is up, you can go ahead and contact that seller. You know they're motivated because they were looking to sell their house. Get used to dialing them on your prospecting. There is programs out there. There's databases out there that you can buy where these companies will provide you all for sale by owners, all expiry, so you don't have to find them yourself. I have all of that stuff. If you leave me a comment, I can get that to you. Okay, so start calling for sale by owners and expiries along with your database. The other thing that you really need to know as a realtor is scripts, a listing presentation, a buyer presentation. Scripts, a listing presentation, a buyer presentation. Those are part of your tools. You have to have those things. You have to practice those things. Add that to your daily practice. Your listing presentation, your buyer presentation, and your scripts should be locked in. They should be automatic. You should be able to do it without any hesitation. Don't leave that stuff to chance. Okay? And the other thing you're going to need with that is learn how to objection handle. There is 7 steps to handle every objection. There are 7 steps to handle every objection, and you need to know these 7 steps. I will make a video on these 7 steps. So subscribe, hit that like button, and make sure that you watch out for my objection handling video. I'm going to give you guys free value. Everything that I use to make sure that I sold a lot of real estate, I'm going to make sure that I share it with you rather. Okay? So get used to that objection handling technique. The other freebie, this is all free. You haven't spent a penny yet. Okay? So on advertisement is content. Guys, your social media action is free. Back in the day, we used to pay a lot of money to get on newspapers. We used to pay a lot of money to get on bus shelters and billboards. Yeah, you could still do that. But guys, social media is free. If you're not taking advantage of free content on your Facebook, on your Instagram, on your TikTok, all of that good stuff, your YouTube, you got to make sure that you're doing content. Okay? Add that to your practice, because remember, the title of this video is Make lot of money as a realtor without spending any money on advertisements. All this stuff, you haven't spent any money yet, okay? I'm gonna leave you guys with some pro tips. Go out and network, and do this networking the way you love to do it. Some of you guys like going to clubs and bars and nightlife. Cool, do it. At least you'll go meet people. I love it. I used to do a lot of my networking, playing sports, going to the gym. I can't tell you how many properties I've sold at the gym, just meeting people at the gym. Because when you go to the gym at the same time every day, it's usually that same crowd, and you start talking. Hit your boxing classes, hit cycling classes, whatever you got to do. But make it a practice now, just not to go there and just sit there like a hermit. Go and network, go socialize. Ask them what they're doing. Always ask them first. And when they tell you what they do, ask them how you can help. This is a trick that I use. It's not even a trick. It's authentically me now. Hey, how can I help you? How can I make your life or your business better? 9 times out of 10, they'll say, hey, I don't know. If I know, I'll let you know. Or they'll say, hey, maybe you can connect me with somebody you know. If you ask people, how can you help them? They will help you. Okay, so it's come from a place of contribution. Look, I'm going to end this video with follow-up. All this above stuff is great. Everything I said in this video is amazing. If you use it, you're going to make a lot of money. Okay? I would watch this video, slow it down, watch it over and over again, make notes on everything I'm saying, because this is exactly what I did. But none of this will work if you don't follow up like a beast. Because the money's in the maybes, you have to follow up. And once you follow up and you become persistent, the third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh conversation you have with them, you get to know each other, and now business will actually be done. Okay, now follow-ups are not always on phone calls. You can use email, drips, text at your advantage, and your content. People are following you and watching you when you're making content. That's why content is very important. Look, you can sell a lot of houses in this market, in any market, as long as you change your habits. All of this stuff doesn't cost any money, and I want you to use it. So if you want to leave your amateur beliefs behind and you choose to go pro, follow these steps, hit subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video.